scare you? Well, don't be too scared. It's all just fun and games here, as you'll soon find out, because today we are learning all about Halloween. So, what exactly is a Halloween? Well, Halloween is a very special time where the space between our world and the spirit world is at its thinnest, allowing for the souls of the departed to roam the earth. Hundreds of years ago, humans would deal with this by leaving out food offerings for the good spirits, and candles and vegetables with faces carved into them to ward off the bad spirits. Nowadays, though, these spirits are usually just little children dressed up. Boring! Whilst in the past any old fruit or vegetable would do, somewhere along the line people realised that pumpkins typically work best for carving faces into, what with their large surface area, thin outer skin, and the added convenience of the fact they tend to ripen in the autumn. Now, pumpkins have become a bit of a symbol for this time of year. Here's how you get started carving your very own. Step 1. Clean all the blood off of your favourite knife. Step 2. Use the knife to open up the top of the pumpkin to make a convenient lid. Step 3. Scoop out all of the insides and set them aside for later. If you ever disemboweled somebody before, this should feel fairly familiar, just with more seeds. Step 4. Now it's time to carve the face. Typically, these feature a jagged mouth and wide eyes, but there are plenty of designs to choose from. Here's a selection of what our household has carved into these innocent fruits. Step 5. Time to leave the pumpkins out on the doorstep to show them off for the world to see. Now, seeing as there's quite a few of us living here at the Croft Estate, I have some pumpkins left over, so I'll just leave them in the back garden on this conveniently drawn pentagram. No reason. After carving your pumpkin, you may be thinking to yourself, great, now I've just got a bunch of pumpkin guts everywhere. But before you throw them away, why not try making a delicious pumpkin pie? After all, it's no good being wasteful now, is it? That pumpkin gave its life up for you. The least you could do is allow its nutrients to perpetuate the cycle of life so it didn't die in vain, right? It's the right thing to do, right? You would have done the same for me, right? Step 1. Going to want to preheat your oven for this one, folks. Get it nice and cozy. Is it hot enough in there yet, Hyzen? Yep. Step 2. Roll out a sheet of pastry until it's nice and flat. Then use it to line the tin you'll be cooking in. Bake the pastry for about as much time as it takes to watch 2 very sad Steven Universe episodes. She had to watch the woman she loved fall in love with someone else and die. And now she has to raise their son. Why is the backstory for this show meant of human babies so depressing anyway? Step 3. Take out all the seeds and spread the pumpkin pulp onto a baking tray. Cover it in foil and bake until tender. Once it's done, extract any remaining water from the mush and blend it into a nice puree. Step 4. Mix together cream, sugar and spices into a big pan and heat the mixture until it starts simmering. Then whisk together some egg yolks and slowly add them in. And once the eggs are all mixed, add in the puree. An additional option here is to add in some fresh blood for flavour. Step 5. Pour this mixture into the pastry you baked earlier and put it in the oven to cook until it's puffy on the outside but slightly wobbly on the inside. Yes! Step 6. Allow the pie to chill before serving. Delicious! You know, I think I should save a slice for later. Dressing up as some sort of beast is essential for the Halloween festivities, as it represents the evil spirits from beyond the veil. Ooh. Seeing as us Kivs are already pretty spooky looking, it can be hard for us to come up with a costume that can make us any spookier, but that just means we have to go above and beyond. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to make a realistic-looking werewolf costume. Step 1. Find an animal that is roughly the same size as you. Werewolves are creatures with a lot of fur, so we're going to need to skin this animal to make a costume that fits you perfectly. I chose this fruiter I found at a local zoo. The resemblance is uncanny. Step 2. Place the animal on your sacrificial altar. Step 3. Slit its throat with the blessed knife. Step 4. Recite the prayer from the Book of the Ancients. Wormwood. Huh? You better stop this nonsense right now. What are you talking about? I'm just making another instructional video. Nothing out of the ordinary. Look, I I know what you're doing. This won't bring him back. You don't know that. I've tried everything. This is my last chance to make things right. We all lost people that day. We're all still hurting, but it's not your fault. You can't let this consume you. You need to get over him someday. That's the reason he killed himself. Wormwood, I had no idea. Yeah, well, of course you didn't. It's not like anybody ever checked up on him. And there I was, his own partner, eating away at him like a parasite. He was the only person in the entire Kivouack who actually liked me, who cared about me, and all I cared about was myself. Finnegan wouldn't have wanted to see you upset like this. He had his demons. You can't live your life blaming yourself for his decision. Let's talk about this inside. It's getting dark. You don't get to say his name. When you were the captain of the Yolsh, the very thing that made our lives hell in the first place, no, yes, so how do we sit it up or not to show ya? What the fuck?
Friend, I don't know where I am. What am I doing and what are we? Please be honest, make me a promise and know I have never felt this way before.